For years, I lived as if time were infinite. I'd tell myself, I'll start that business someday. I'll learn to play guitar someday. I'll chase my dreams. Someday. Days slipped into weeks, weeks into years, lost in a cycle of work, sleep, and routine. I was coasting, convinced I had endless time to get to what mattered. Then it hit me. The average person gets about 4,000 weeks on this planet. I'd already burned through 1,600 of them. Gone forever. That realization was a wake-up call. I didn't want to look back with regret, so I transformed from a someday dreamer into someone who makes things happen. Here are the 5 strategies that changed my life, expanded with practical steps to help you seize your days and build a life you love. 1. Align your money with your life's purpose. I spent 9 years climbing the corporate ladder at a top investment bank, chasing promotions and bigger paychecks. Each milestone, senior analyst, 6 figures, felt like it should bring happiness, but it didn't. I was miserable, misaligned with my true desires. I'd fallen into a trap, believing more money would unlock the life I wanted. I had it backward. The real shift came when I asked myself, what kind of life do I want? For me, it was freedom to pursue a passion project, an entrepreneurial venture that lit me up. For you, it might be traveling the world, working remotely to spend more time with family, or saving enough to take creative risks without financial stress. Start by defining your ideal life, then shape your finances to support it. I began cutting unnecessary expenses, like daily takeout or unused subscriptions, and redirected that money into a savings fund for my business. I also had an uncomfortable but honest conversation with myself. Was I working for status or for a life that fulfilled me? To do this, write down your vision for your ideal life. Be specific. Where do you live? Who's with you? What's your daily routine? Then, audit your budget. Where can you cut costs to fund that vision? If you want to travel, start a dedicated savings account. If you want to switch careers, invest in a course or certification. Even small steps, like saving $50 a month, align your money with your purpose. Check out my Diary of a CEO podcast episode, linked in the original video, for the 5 exact steps I took to make this shift. It's a roadmap to financial clarity. 2. Live for your 8-year-old and 80-year-old self. An Instagram post from an account called Die With No Regrets stopped me in my tracks. It said the only 2 people whose pride matters are your 8-year-old self, full of dreams, and your 80-year-old self, rich with memories. They live inside you, watching your choices. Your 8-year-old self wants you to chase what sets your soul on fire, those bold, fearless dreams you once believed in. Your 80-year-old self, looking back, cares less about accolades and more about whether you savored life's moments. This perspective became my compass. When I was paralyzed by fear over quitting my job, I asked, would my 8-year-old self be proud if I played it safe? The answer was no. He'd want me to take the leap. When I got caught up in work stress, I'd think of my 80-year-old self. Would he care about that missed deadline, or wish I'd laughed more with friends? Every few months, I journal about these 2 selves. I list what my 8-year-old self dreamed of, writing a book, traveling to Japan, and check if I'm taking steps toward those. I also imagine my 80-year-old self reflecting, am I living fully now or rushing through moments I'll miss? Try this. Write a letter from your 8-year-old self to you today. What do they want you to pursue? Then write one from your 80-year-old self. What did they wish you'd spent more time on? Use these as guides for your decisions. When both selves are proud, you're on the right path. 3. Stop treating reversible decisions like permanent ones. I used to agonize over choices as if they were life or death. When I considered quitting banking, I was convinced it was a one-way door, career suicide. I feared no one would hire me again because of my online presence. But a conversation on Diary of a CEO with Stephen Bartlett flipped my perspective. He explained there are 2 types of decisions. Type 1, Irreversible, like having a child or buying a house. And type 2, reversible, like trying a new hobby or moving cities. Most of us treat type 2 decisions like type 1, stalling for years out of fear. Quitting my job was a type 2 decision. I could have returned to banking if it didn't work out. My network and skills hadn't vanished. Realizing this freed me to act. Now, when I face a choice, like starting a podcast or learning a new skill, I ask, is this reversible? If it is, I move fast. For example, I tested a side hustle selling digital products online. If it flopped, I could pivot or return to my old path. It didn't. It grew into my business. Next time you're stuck, ask, is this a type 1 or type 2 decision? If it's reversible, act quickly. Sign up for that class, book that trip, or pitch that idea. You can always course correct. As Stephen said, so many people spend years in front of a door they could walk back through if they're wrong. Don't waste time on reversible choices. Move through the door. 4. Protect your energy like it's gold. I used to obsess over managing time and money, but I overlooked my energy. You can have all the hours and dollars in the world, but if you're drained, nothing gets done. Energy is finite, and it fluctuates daily. I started auditing my life, what fueled me and what depleted me. Complaining zapped my energy. Endless social media scrolling left me numb. Negative people drained me dry. But creating, writing, designing, brainstorming lit me up. Deep conversations with friends or learning a new skill made me feel alive. Now, I guard my energy fiercely. I limit time with toxic colleagues, set boundaries on social media, 30 minutes max daily, and prioritize activities that spark joy, like morning walks or reading a challenging book. This shift made me more creative, decisive, and present. To do this, track your energy for a week. Note when you feel energized or exhausted. What tasks, people, or habits cause each. Then cut one energy drainer, like gossip or late-night scrolling, and add one energizer, like a hobby or a meaningful chat. Protect your energy, and your life will feel richer. 5. Slow down time with novelty. As a kid, summer days felt endless, each one packed with new adventures, building forts, exploring parks, tasting new foods. As an adult, routine made time vanish. Wake up, check phone, commute, work, Netflix, sleep. Weeks blurred into years. Science explains why. Your brain measures time by new experiences. Kids have tons of firsts, so time feels vast. Adults in autopilot mode stop creating new memories, so time slips away. I decided to slow time by breaking the monotony. I took a different route to work, sparking curiosity about my surroundings. I read books on topics I knew nothing about, like astrophysics or poetry. I struck up conversations with strangers at coffee shops, learning unexpected stories. These small acts made days feel fuller. Last month, I tried pottery for the first time. Clumsy, messy, but exhilarating. That day felt like a week. To slow time, add novelty daily. Learn 10 minutes of a new language. Cook a dish you've never tried. Walk a new path. Even tiny changes, like listening to a different podcast genre, create memories your brain logs. Stretching time. List 3 new experiences you can try this week. Do one today. Your brain will thank you, and your days will feel alive again. These 5 strategies, aligning your money with your purpose, living for your 8-year-old and 80-year-old selves, acting fast on, reversible decisions, guarding your energy, and embracing novelty, transformed me from a dreamer stuck in someday to someone who lives with purpose. You don't need more time. You need to make your 4,000 weeks count. Start today and build a life with no regrets.